I'm now joined by Arianna Huffington, of course, the editor-in-chief, the founder of the Huffington Post. Well, Arianna, Michelle and Barack Obama have gone to Europe. The president's getting pretty good reviews, but I must say, Michelle is getting rave reviews.
And justifiably so. There is an authenticity about her. She is so clearly caring about people, the way she hugs people. What she did here in Washington, already visiting Martha's table, volunteering, going to schools, and all that is communicated. Also, her sense of style, which is very much her own. You know, she does not follow fashion dictates. One day she's in J. Crew, the other day you don't know what she's going to be in her little sweaters, in her flat shoes. All that makes women feel that she's fearless, confident, but approachable.
As my wife would say, you don't know what she's going to wear, but it's always appropriate.
Yes, and always fun. And even if you don't terribly like that particular outfit, it doesn't matter, because you know it's what she loves and what she looks good in, and it's not about following anybody else's dictates.
What about this thing when she touched the Queen, of all things?
Well, I watched the video, and it was clear that the Queen touched her first. So I don't think that she initiated it. And in any case, if she had initiated it, probably it would have been a good thing. A little more touching among the royal family, not a bad thing.
I can live with this.
Yes,
I must say,
too.
of all the things. I always remember once when some of the royal family came to Texas when I was growing up, and they were going to visit the Texas legislature. And they were briefing the legislators on, you don't touch them, you don't shake hands unless they offer to shake hands. And I remember one of the legislators said, you know, they couldn't get elected in my district if they didn't shake hands.
Well, but you know, I remember when I lived in London, there was a whole protocol. What did you do to members of the royal family who might have been your friends? Like a friend of mine was Princess Michael of Kent, because she happened to marry Prince Michael, and I knew her before. Well, once she married him, apparently you had to curtsy and kiss them at the same time.
Oh, I see.
It's quite a feat. But the other thing about Michelle Obama is the fact that there are so many teachable moments for all of us in the way she's acting at the White House. Bringing in the grandmother to live with them is, I think, a huge teachable moment. I mean, I'm Greek, and my mother lived with me and helped me bring up my two daughters up until she died. Just imagine about all the grandparents around America, many of them just in old people's homes, how great it could be if they would be more involved in their grandchildren's lives. The vegetable garden, just a great message to America. And I love the fact that it was on the front page of the New York Times.
Well, you know, as a grandfather, I happen to think that grandparents are very important in the lives of grandchildren. And I like you, I was very impressed with that. I thought, what a wonderful thing to do. And you know, the other part is, not just for the kids. It's kind of nice people joke about mothers-in-law and so forth, but it's kind of nice that Michelle Obama can have her mother there, because there's so many things that, especially when you're in that White House and under that glare, I think that's one of the shrewdest things she did, quite
I know, I love seeing the grandmother up Air Force One, down Air Force One with those two kids.
Do you think there's any possibility that she might overshadow her husband?
No, not at all. I think if there is one thing that actually is so heartwarming, it's the relationship between them. You know, you can feel just this is a real, full relationship. I mean, they love each other, they are partners. You see the way he puts his arm around her. So I think that's another great message, as so many couples are struggling with divorce and difficult relationships.
And she plays a very strong role. This is not somebody that sits over in the corner.
No, but she does it in her own way, and she does it through their relationship. And her role is going to focus, I understand, on service and on the need to bring more balance in our lives, which is also a great message, especially as we're going through these hard economic times with more and more stress in families.
Well, I think it's a good thing. And that she is doing just what she's doing, and you know, we often put too much emphasis, I think, on what people are wearing and all that sort of thing. But I must say, it's fun to pick up the paper and see her picture there and to see the kind of reception that she is getting. And I think all Americans, they want their president and his wife to be well received because they're representing us. And I think she's done a good job.
Absolutely.
I have to say that.
I think it's a 10. It's great in life to be able to say, this is fantastic, an unqualified yes. There is nothing to complain about.
Yeah. Now, one thing, do you have any inside information on the next big Washington story that's coming? And that is, we hear that once they get back to town, we're going to get the dog.
Unfortunately, much though we have struggled, we have put all the resources of the Huffington Post into trying to uncover this mystery, but we have failed. I have no inside information, but I'm really, really curious. What kind of dog do you have?
Well, we had beagles for many, many years, and but I agree with you. I have never seen a story where there is so much interest. I mean, you know, we have all these serious problems, but people also want to know, when are they going to get that dog?
And what kind of dog is it going to
be? Arianna, thank you so much for being with us. You are watching Washington Unplugged on CBSNews.com.